Hello, I think we can start with the members that are already in as we wait for others so that we save on time. And for the people who will be here, it is good to begin. So the one talking is Odiwormak. Odiwormak is an intern at Mbagathi County Hospital. And today we are here courtesy of Passcode Global that has organized a webinar to enlighten us on the international pathways that we can benefit from after the internship. And our speaker today will be Ruth. Ruth is the marketing director at the Passcode Global International, and she will be taking questions and enlightening us on the US pathway, NCLEX, and the German pathway. And that is for the nurses, the young nurses that we are, and also the already qualified nurses. So the people will be having any question, you will feel free to interact with Ruth, and let us make good use of the chat box so that once she finishes the presentation, we can answer the ones in the chat box and also take one-on-one questions. So Ruth, feel free and you can start the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Odur. So good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. One of you to confirm for me before we continue. Please confirm if you can hear me before I proceed.
Yes, you're very audible.
Okay, thank you. So good evening, everyone. I first of all want to start by thanking you all for making time to join us today. I know most of you are interns. I know there could be some students, but I know for interns, mostly your schedules can be quite something. So the fact that you're here today means you're already thinking beyond just, surviving internship, and you're already thinking about what is going to come next after your internship. So my name is Ruth Kariri, and I'm the marketing executive at Passcode Global Consultants. So Passcode is an international recruitment agency, and we do support nurses and as well as other skilled professionals to explore career opportunities beyond Kenya, and also from other countries who want to explore international career opportunities. So initially, when we started Passcode, our major focus was nurses, and even as we have continued growing, we have found ourselves very much inclined, or rather having a soft spot for the nurses and the nursing pathway. So we have majored in the USRN, that is becoming a nurse in US, the USRN pathway, and also the German nursing pathway. So we do help nurses understand the opportunities that are available for them, or the requirements that are involved, and also how they can be able to position themselves for employment in those countries. So as you know, USA and Germany are one of the strongest economies in the world. And today I'm very excited to be here and to share with you information, because we say At Passcode, we say that information is power. And there's really, you can never really have enough information, because the more you know, the wiser you become. So before you can, as you ask yourself where you're going to start after internship or what is going to come next, as after your internship, just know that Passcode is here for you, and we are going to hold your hand. And also, if you've been thinking about exploring international career opportunities, just know that Passcode is the place to look at. So karibuni sana, and if you have any questions, you can share on the chat box. We are going to answer them after the session. So I'll dive right into today's presentation. So like I said, we are going to focus on the US and German pathways for nurses. So who we are at Passcode is that we are, like I said, an international recruitment agency, and we have worked closely with nurses to help them explore international career opportunities. So we offer end-to-end out-migration support for nurses. End-to-end meaning that we hold your hand from the beginning up until the time that you're going to board that plane as you go to start your nursing career abroad. So our regional office, we are in Nairobi, KTDA Plaza, 4th floor in Nairobi City Center. If you know where Kenya Cinema is, we are just right opposite. So it's also very easy to find us. If you would want a one-on-one consultation, you can visit our office. So we do free information dissemination. That's why we have actually organized this free webinar, because like I said, information is power, and you can never have enough information. So information, the more information you have, the better at a place you are in terms especially of career. So we operate under high level integrity and ethics in all the processes that we do, and we help you have a seamless transition process, because we realize that nurses are very much interested in these opportunities, but they do not know where to start. You've probably, also you as interns, I know you know of people or nurses who you knew, and they're now working in those countries, Canada, USA, Germany, but you really didn't know how they got there. Okay, so we are here to break that down for you. So at Passcode, we have been offering consistent nursing support since 2020. We also have established strong partnerships locally and also globally, all in quest to support our nurses. We have about 200 nurses and MC registrations. We've been able to process 170 nurses to the UK up to 2023. We have taken through more than 500 nurses through the NCLEX exam, and they've passed. We've also been able to get over 300 nurses to get direct hire placements. We also do offer language training, that is English proficiency language trainings, and we've been able to do a lot. So we do take those nurses who have already started the process with us, and also if you are there and you've already started the process and now it's you're at a place where you need to do your English exam, you can contact us for that as well. And also we have processed over 100 candidates for the German nursing pathway. So I'm going to ask a question that I would like you to answer me in the chat. So why do you think, does any one of you want to or have ever thought about exploring the German pathway or working abroad generally, working out of, I know most of you are from Kenya, because we specifically did the ad for or wanted this to be for the interns that we have here locally. So you can tell me in the chat if that has ever crossed your mind and why. Please tell me on the chat box. Please tell me on the chat box if it has ever occurred to you or crossed your mind that you'd love to pursue the nursing that you're doing now out of Kenya. And then you tell me why. Any one of you? Or if you'd like to talk, you can raise your hand. I can allow you to speak. Okay. Okay, so we are going to dive right into why it matters. The very question that I've asked, has it ever crossed your mind whether you'd like to go to work abroad, to pursue your nursing career abroad? So I know that that is a thought that has crossed the minds of many of you, not because of anything else. I know the first thing that uh, makes many of us here locally and most people in Africa to think about going to work abroad is because, of course, there has been a shortage of jobs. Yeah. So you find that in sorry to say, we're in third world countries. Most of the countries, if not all in Africa, are in the category of third world countries. So we found that there's a shortage of jobs because the population keeps increasing. We have a very high number of population and mainly composed of the young generation, the young people who are very energetic and ready for the job market. But are the opportunities there? Mostly you find that the resources are scarce or they are not well utilized, or so you find that there's a shortage of job opportunities. So as you prepare to graduate and enter the nursing workforce, that question comes up a lot. Would I want to go and pursue this nursing career elsewhere, given that it's not very easy to find an opportunity here in Kenya? So I'm here to tell you today that the reason why you should consider or why you should think about it is because your nursing career doesn't have to end here just because there are job shortages, or maybe the compensation here is not as much as you would want or you deserve. The opportunity is not limited to Kenya because there's a growing demand for qualified nurses globally. So that creates opportunities, and that is especially for USA and Germany, because you find that for USA, the most of the young nurses or people who would the young people, they've decided to, or they have chosen other career pathways, mostly in the tech, the AI and everything. So you find that there's a shortage for people who are willing to do nurses. Then there's a shortage for them, but the demand keeps growing. Okay. And also for Germany, the population in Germany mostly comprises of the elderly. So there's also a very high demand for qualified healthcare professionals, that is nurses, and especially those who are young like you. So number one reason why you need to consider why it matters is because if you need a job, be sure that the opportunities are there. You just need the right guidance and the right information. And then there's a rising global shortage, and especially in countries such as USA and Germany. Also, another reason that this matters and why you should start thinking about these opportunities is because of the potential there is in terms of money. Okay, we all know that many of us do say that everything else was held constant, I know most of us would like to pursue their careers here in Kenya. If the pay was good and everything else was aligned, we know Kenya is a very beautiful country, and it's a country that you can enjoy pretty much when you have the resources and the right, career trajectory. You can enjoy a lot working here. But if you look at the even the compensation that is offered here in Kenya, maybe you can share with me. I was doing my research, and I think the starting compensation for a nurse is around 40,000. Am I right or wrong? At the moment, in as at 2026. Am I right or wrong? You can tell me on the chat box whether I'm right or wrong. But you can see that for a course that you've pursued for such a long time, and also the work that you need to put in as a nurse, having a starting salary of around is it 40 or 50 or 60, 40 to 60 thereabout. You see, the compensation that you get here in Kenya, if you compare to the compensation that a nurse with the same qualifications that you have is getting either in US or Germany. For US, the starting salaries is about $5,500. For Germany is from 3,000 euros. So if you convert that into Kenya shillings, you'll be able to see the difference of how much potential there is in terms of earnings, monthly earnings as a nurse. So that is another reason why you need to consider exploring these opportunities. Also, there are better opportunities for your career growth and specialization. So the more you keep advancing your career, and also you can decide to specialize in your area of interest. Yeah, there are many specialties you can decide to take as a nurse. So the more you grow your career, the more your years of experience, the higher your earning potential grows, and also the higher you have chances of expanding in terms of career. So also you find that in those countries there is a better quality of life. There's better healthcare. You have access to better healthcare. You have access to, better and advanced equipment, even where you're working. And also the jobs are very much available. A place like US, you can even decide to be taking as many shifts as your body can allow you. Yeah. So also, you also stand a good chance for setting up your life and also that of your young ones or your family through getting a permanent residency. Yeah. So when you work in those countries, you can be able to apply for a permanent residency. You can also be able to go there with your family. So that will mean that you will have also improved the lifestyle of your family. They will have access to better education, better healthcare, and that is something that all of us I believe would look forward to. Yeah. So why do you need to start thinking about it now? Why do you need to start thinking about it now? So you find that the more you delay the process, there are people or nurses or just someone here who has been saying that you're going to start the process. You've been postponing the process. Not knowing that the earlier you start, the better. Yeah, you don't have to wait until you're employed or years into your career so that you can start planning. Because I don't know, but I would like to believe that since most of you are interns, you probably don't have much responsibilities at the moment. You're probably either not married or you've not settled down, or if you have a child, probably you have one child. These are just as assumptions. I could be wrong or right. Yeah, but you find that when you are young or you're just starting your career, you have a very good chance of exploring or of finding out what will work for you, of trying out new things in your career, of changing a job and trying to find something that works and makes you happy and at the same times compensates you as you deserve. Yeah, so the earlier you start, the better, and you don't have to wait until now you have a whole family to think about, you have a spouse, so when you start preparing when you're young, it means that also, for example, now for the USRN pathway, um, the earlier you start, the earlier you finish and get your license, and then we get you an employer. An employer files for you the request, and the request for going to work there. Now is when you enter the queue. So you find that if you had postponed, you wanted to start this process in January or have been thinking about it in January, but you postponed. If you started in January, you probably have gotten a license by May or June. Then probably by September, you have gotten an employer. Then after the employer files your I-140, you by December you're already in the queue. But now, since you decided you've been postponing or procrastinating, you started in June, which means now you'll probably sit or get your license by January, and then now you have to wait. So you find that the more you procrastinate, because when a process is involved, it means there is a step after the other. So you cannot you cannot join the visa queue if you've not done your NCLEX. You cannot go to get an employer if you've not done. You cannot get an employer and then you do NCLEX. You have to do NCLEX first, then get an employer. So the more you postpone or you procrastinate, it means that also you're closing your opportunity to get the visa earlier and join the visa queue earlier. Okay, also demand is very high right now. So the healthcare systems, they continue to have a high demand for qualified nurses, and so the opportunities, they are very much there. So you just need to have the right training and position yourself as a trained professional and qualified for the opportunities that are available. So also at the same time, you find that sometimes or some pathways can move relatively quickly, because when you have the requirements, then it means that your processing timelines will be very short. When you have already planned your documents and you meet all the requirements, it means that your processing timelines are going to be very short. Another thing, what do you know what delay means for you? Delay means that it is equated to a missed opportunity, because the longer you wait, it means you may face the immigration policies may change anytime. You know, there is increased opportunity. I mean, competition, because other nurses are also aware of these opportunities. They will hear about these opportunities somewhere else. So the longer you wait, the more you find that other nurses already did their NCLEX, others have already done their German language, and they are ready for the market. But you find that now it's the time you're starting, and it doesn't mean that you will not get there, but you're going now to the competition may increase, and also the requirements also may change for the employers. So also there's the issue of financial constraint. So as you delay these processes, the dollar also keeps fluctuating. So the more you delay, sometimes utapata ile time unaenda kufanya, the time you decide to start the process, the dollar has fluctuated a lot, and now a service that was being charged $20, if you equate it now to Kenya shillings, it's quite a lot of money as compared to how it was if you probably started earlier. And overall, you delaying means that you're closing or you're going to lose some opportunities for yourself. So you can take advantage. You're still young, you are an intern, and you have as a young individual, you're still very much valuable. You have all the time to either learn the language. If you need to go to Germany or any other country that you want to go to, you have the time to prepare for the NCLEX. You have all the time to gather your documents. You have the time to gain the experience that you need. You basically have all the time and everything that it takes to build a very good professional profile for yourself, so that you can be able to also compete with other nurses who are in the global markets. Okay, so I hope we are together up to there. Please channel your questions on the chat box so that we can be able to have a look at them after the session. So I'll dive into our USRN pathway requirements. So USRN means USA registered nurse. So the number one requirement is that you need your civil documents, your birth certificate, your ID, your passport. You also need your professional documents, that is your NCK license, your diploma, your degree certificate. Also your academic documents, that is the transcripts. And for the finances, you need to prepare around 250,000, 240 to 250, but that is not an amount that you require all at once. Like I said, these processes are just step by step, but by the time you finish the process, you will probably have used 240,000, which is money that I believe, if you go to your M-Pesa and check your messages and check your transactions, if you go to M-Pesa today, and I believe most of you have either the Safaricom app or the M-Pesa app. Okay, so you will be able to, if you track your expenses, you'll be able to see that is actually not a lot of money. That is money that you have been using probably on other things. You probably have other expenses that have been taking your money, but you didn't know. Okay, but now we can be able to also guide you on how to plan for the financial part, on how to go about it so that you can be able to achieve the USRN dream. So this is the breakdown for the USRN pathway. So there's the passcode processing fees. This is the fee that we charge you for taking care of your registration process. The registration process is the process that takes around 3 to 4 months. It's the same way you register here with the NCK. So as you know, in the States, there are many states in the US, and each state has their own board of nursing. Yeah, so you need to register with one board that you qualify for. It doesn't mean that you can't work in other states. You can endorse licensure in another state, but from Kenya, you need to start by applying to the board that you qualify for based on your transcripts, which we are able to advise. We have experts and our registration officers. They have been doing these processes for a long time, so they are able to look at your transcripts and they tell you that you qualify for this board and not this board. And from there, you'll be able to avoid a lot of unnecessary back and forth. You see, this is a process that also involves time, your energy, your resources. So you don't want to be doing a process and then there's a lot of back and forth. So when you have the right guidance, these processes become very easy. You can see, so for the USRN process, there are two processes. So the first process is the registration, and now there's the revision program. So to start the process, you just need the service fee of 30,000, and the revision program is 30,000 as well. The revision program entails us giving you the course content, preparing you on how to take the exam tips. We also offer you very personalized support when it comes to the continuous assessment tests. We want to gauge you and ensure that you are ready for this NCLEX exam before we give you the authority. Now we give you the go ahead to book the exam. Our pass rate as we speak at Passcode is at 98%, and we take so much pride in that. And most of those is actually at first attempt. We take so much pride in that because we usually don't see any need of us just taking you through the NCLEX. No, that is not what we want to do. We want to offer you end-to-end support. So that means that our joy is in our students passing, because when they pass now, we take them to the next level, which is the job search. Because now you see, if you're not able to pass the NCLEX, it means that you'll have to repeat. So also for us, it means more work for us, and we also feel bad for our clients who has really trusted us with their resources, their time and energy. We cannot be able to let them go sit for an exam when we have any ounce of a feeling that they are not ready for the exam. We also believe that our clients are our biggest marketing tool. Actually, I am in marketing, and I can tell you for sure that most of our clients, they have come from clients that we've already served. They are our biggest marketing tool, and we are really delighted for that. And even after today, I know most of you will start the process with us. Even if not today, I know you'll have passcode in mind. And once you come, I'll know from this very session, we are going to get so many clients in the future from you guys. So that is the breakdown for the costs. There's the CGFNS application fee. So this breakdown, if you would like this breakdown, there's a number that has been shared on the chat box. If you'd like a breakdown of these costs, you can just chat those two numbers on WhatsApp, either of them, and we are going to respond to you with the breakdown. It really helps a lot in the planning process. Okay. So this is the registration package. What is entailed in the registration? We, like I told you, we begin by transcript analysis. We analyze your civil documents. We do your CGFNS application. CGFNS is a body that evaluates your nursing credentials just to check whether they are legit or they are valid. Yes, because they don't want to have a nurse or to take a nurse there and probably is a nurse who has faked their license or their documents. So they evaluate your transcripts, after which now you apply now with a specific board of nursing that you qualify for. So we support you through the whole process, the fingerprints. We give you the fingerprint cards, tell you how to go about them. We even send them for you. We do the criminal background check application, Pearson view application, authorization to test. Authorization to test is basically like an exam card. So the board will give you an exam, will authorize you to sit for the NCLEX exam. So when they authorize you to sit for the NCLEX exam, by this time now, like I said, this process takes 3 to 4 months. By this time now that we are applying for the authorization to test, you're almost winding up with your revision program. So what happens is that if you do the registration process and the revision program concurrently at the same time, you find that by the time you're finishing class, you have your authorization to test, and now you can go ahead and book your exam. So you will sit when the content is still very much fresh in your mind, which also now makes or puts you at a much higher probability to pass the exam. Okay. So that is the registration package. So you might be wondering why you need to to join passcode and probably not do the program or join any other program. So the program that we offer you, especially the revision program, it is very structured. Yeah, it's a 4-month comprehensive program. So we are very thorough on what we teach you, what content we give you. We have tutors both here locally and who are USRNs, and some who are in US and they are practicing. So there are people who have already done the NCLEX and they know exactly what it entails. They have done the NCLEX, they've coached for many years, they are up to date with the changes and everything that has been happening. So they give you a very comprehensive program. So mostly you find that there are people out there or freelancers who will offer you a rushed or shorter program, but for us we have put it as 4 months because we know it's very structured and we know what we to cover when at what point, because it's something that we have been doing and we have seen it working. So we also teach the curriculum in its entirety. That means that we don't miss any topics. We cover everything. We don't tell you that these are the topics that are more likely to be tested. Now don't bother with these ones. No, we teach the curriculum in its entirety, where you find that in those rushed courses or rushed programs, you find that some topics are omitted or not given much emphasis. So also our program for the revision is very flexible because it's usually online. It's we understand that we are in the digital era and people are embracing flexibility. So it's a program that is online and is usually between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mostly it's 4 sessions every week, mostly Mondays, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That is subject to change depending, of course, with the class. During the orientation, you can be asked to share the days that would be most suitable for you. So it's very flexible, and also that means that if you're working, you are still able to access or attend the sessions with much ease at the comfort of your home, at the comfort of wherever you are if you're traveling. And the good thing is that all the live classes are recorded. And if you're in our groups, you find that we've been sharing even this session that we're having right now. It's being recorded, so after this, in case you joined much later, you can still be able to go back and see from the start what it is that we were discussing. So that is something that allows our students to also not miss out on anything, because the recorded sessions are added on the e-learning portal, and you'll be added or enrolled in the e-learning portal where you have access to all the materials that you need, all the live classes that are there. You can use them for your own revision. So there's also individualized assessment session that, like I told you, we offer them, we personalize them because we understand people have different strengths, you know, people have different strengths, and some people may need more support than others. So we tend to understand where in the journey you are, what are you doing best, and what is challenging to you, and we are able to advise. We keep a track of how you're performing even in the assessments, so that now we can use the track record to be able to judge whether you're ready to sit for the exam, which is a very I believe a good way of offering support, because you find that in other programs there is no any individualized session or support. They just give you maybe a cut, they give you the results, but there's really no follow-up. They don't ask you what challenges are you having and where can we put more emphasis on, you know. So that is why you need to join a structured program, as opposed to either self-study or rushing any or joining any other rushed program. So So after you have you're through with the NCLEX and you have now passed the exam, we also do offer post NCLEX support. That is what we call job search support. So we help you to get an employer. So under the job search, we help you get a placement. We align your CV to the international standard. We help you prepare for interviews. We after you get a contract, we help you review and analyze the contract so that you can sign a contract that you're much confident in, a contract that you understand all the clauses that are included in the contract. We also assist you or offer you guidance on how to go about immigration documentation, visa screen applications, and also how to transition, what to expect, the culture shock, because we have people who are already in the US and they can be able to hold your hand as you transition. So, so the benefits for doing the self-sponsored program. Of course, we all know that there are agencies out there who may offer you sponsorship, but I'm not saying those are bad. But if you can be able to sponsor yourself, then I would advise you to go for the self-sponsored way, because it's beneficial in so many ways. So the first benefit of a self-sponsored pathway is that your earning potential remains very high. You see, I was talking about the salaries that are offered when you go to the US. So if you sign a contract with an agency, you definitely know that you have signed, and there's an amount from your earning or your salary that will be deducted to repay or to stand in for the services that the agency offered you, and that is mostly inclusive of interest. Okay, so you find that you may be earning very high, but the salary that you're taking home will be very low compared to what you're earning. It will be very low, because one of those deductions. Also, you do not have full negotiation rights with the employer, because now the employer acts as the intermediary, sort of. So they're the ones who have connected you with the employer, so you do not have all the rights to negotiate your share. Sorry about that. You don't have all the rights to negotiate your salary with the employer. You may want a salary rise, or you may get a salary rise and not even know about it, because the employer talks to the agency first before they come to you, because they are your intermediary. But for the self-sponsored pathway, you can be able to, even before you go, you can decide that I feel like the amount they're offering is quite or relatively lower for me, so I think we need to continue doing more applications until I get something that I feel is suitable for me based on my experience and what and my goals as well. Okay, so also there's a very high potential for fast access to employment, because once you already have the required licensing, the immigration documents, you have them, it is very easy to get a position. Yeah, especially now with Passcode, we have experts who have been doing the job search for a long time. They have links with employers, so it will be very easy for you to get a nursing position as long as you have all the requirements. Okay, so also for the self-sponsored way also it gives you long-term opportunities, especially when you look at an opportunity that comes now with the EB3 visa. EB3 visa allows you to even go with your family, so based on as long as you have all the requirements, you are eligible. So you find that getting a permanent residency, and even at some point you can be able to get a citizenship if you meet all the requirements with a self-sponsored pathway. So there are also very many sign-on bonuses that come as part of the recruitment packages, and some of these sign-on bonuses, you could not have access to them, probably if your uh, your cost sharing or cutting a part of your salary to go to the agency, or if you're cutting your part of your salary to go to the agency, it means even part of the sign-on bonus, it will go to the agency because it's part of the contract that you guys shared. So you also have a better chance to negotiate your salary, because I believe nurses are very valuable people. They are needed everywhere. They are very important people when it comes to our healthcare sectors. So you need to, as a nurse, you need to be able to negotiate the employment packages for yourself. And that includes the salary, the benefits, the bonuses, and any other terms, even the working hours and everything that is included. It should not be a closed negotiation when it comes to your well-being as a nurse. So that is it about the USRN self-sponsored pathway. So if you have any questions, there's a number that we've shared. You can either DM us on WhatsApp via the number that has been shared. That is +2549791126717. You can DM us, and we have an NCLEX class that is starting this coming September. It will start on 7th. We have already been enrolling for the class. So if you'd like to start the journey or consult on where to start, how to go about it, you can reach out to that number. So before we dive into the German nursing pathway, I will allow Oduor to say a word or two as I sip a glass of water, then we can continue. Or you can be sharing your questions in the chat box, then we'll be able to answer them after this. You can take it up for a bit as I sip a glass of water. Okay, I think now we can continue. So that is it on the USRN pathway. Now we will dive right into the German nursing pathway. So for German pathway, mostly the number one requirement is German language. So if you're considering the German language, the German pathway for nurses, just know that you will need to do German language as the number one requirement. So you will need, among other requirements, is your civil documents, birth certificate, ID, passport. There is also the professional documents, that is your license and your certificate. Also your nursing school transcripts, and the amount that you need for the German pathway, it could be less or about 240,000. And also this is a pathway that needs a lot of commitment, especially for the language, and it needs you to be very patient with yourself as well, because now you'll be learning a foreign language that you are not aware of, like you're learning it from the start. So you need to be very committed and patient and know exactly what it is that you want from the word go, so that you don't start the process and then now you feel like now you want to change. It will have wasted your time and also your energy and your resources at the same time. So for the pathway, the costs for the pathway. So we have a processing fee of 30,000. That the processing fee is for doing the nursing applications for you. We have German language training. So for nursing, you need at least a B1 level. So in German language, there are levels. We have A1, which is the beginner level. After A1, you go to A2 level. After A2, you go to B1. After B1, you go to B2. There's also C1 and C2, but we offer up to B2, which is what most professionals are required to have in Germany. So for nurses, you need at least a B1 level, which for you to reach B1, you need around 80,000 for you to be able to reach to B1, but you don't need the 80,000 all at once. You will start with A1, which is the beginner level, at depending on whether you want online or physical class. The online class, mostly we charge 25,000, 2.5 months. A2, 25,000 for online, 2.5 months. If you want physical for those two, it's 35,000 for each for physical. And then for B1, we charge 30,000 for 3 months. And if you want physical, we charge 40,000. So this 80,000 is for online classes, because you initially, before we had physical classes for B1 or for these other curriculums, most of our nurses were choosing to do the online classes. So that's why we indicated the 80,000. Then there's the fee. We usually recommend to book an exam with Gote for the certification at B1, which goes at 25,000. We also have document translation and notarization, which equates to around 25,000. So your documents will need to be translated. Some of your civil documents, your education or academic documents will need to be translated. And that's why we have indicated there the amount that all the documents might need for them to be translated. Okay, so after the documentation, there is also a recognition application. You need your qualifications here as a nurse to be recognized in Germany. They need to see whether your qualifications here as a nurse, do they equate to the standards that are required in Germany. So that is the recognition application or process that I'm talking about. Then there's visa application fee, which ranges from 12,000 to 15,000. There's the insurance. Health insurance is a very key or important part when it comes to the German pathway. So it's around 30,000, and the flight ticket ranges from 80,000 to 130,000. So those are all the costs and the most important costs that you will incur. And by the time, of course, we are doing the visa application, it means that you've already now gotten an employer. You'll start by doing your German language. You finish your language. We do the application for you. We do the application as well as the translation for you. You get an employer. Now you start the visa application, the insurance application, and also now the other costs follow from there. So these are our features for our German program. So we have 4 live sessions a week, mostly Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The classes are recorded for all our sessions. There are live class discussions. The study resources are provided and they are unlimited. We are going to add you to an e-learning portal. We also have tutors, expert tutors who are both here in Kenya and some from Germany. We also have in-class live discussions, which help a lot when it comes to understanding. And for those who want physical classes, we have an option for those who want physical classes. So for the German program, there are also other programs that we have. It's not just for nurses. So if you know someone who has been interested in pursuing a career pathway in Germany or studying in Germany, you can refer them to us so that we are going to guide them on how to go about it. So we also do offer post-language support. We offer you employer matching, that is getting you an employer, preparing you for the interview, reviewing the contract with you, ensuring that you get the best insurance, guiding you on the recognition process, and also relocation and immigration support. And also how you go about settling in Germany, how to overcome culture shock. We are going to hold your hand throughout the process. So you may be wondering which pathway is better for you. So what I'm going to tell you that US and Germany for nurses is not a one size fits all. So how you can be able to decide what works for you, you check your goals. Okay? So if you want a pathway that does not require you to learn a foreign language, then you definitely know that you need to go for the US pathway, because you already know English and you don't need to start learning German for you to qualify for that. If you don't want to do any licensing exam, then you know that Germany is a better pathway for you. If you don't want to do the NCLEX, then you know Germany is the better pathway for you. In terms of work mobility, you'll find that in US, the shifts can be very tight because it's a very fast-paced environment. But you find that in Germany, if you value social life and everything, then Germany would be a better pathway for you. In terms of career growth, both countries do offer you very good career growth. So that will be very much personal on what exactly do you want, which we can be able to advise if you do a personal consultation with us. So also the salary and benefits, you'll find that in US, if you convert the salaries that the nurses earn per month, in US they earn more, but also you find the cost of living in US is higher as compared to the cost of living in Germany. You find that in Germany the compensation may be relatively lower, but also the cost of living or what you're spending there may be relatively lower as compared to someone who is living in US. So you choose the pathway based on your goals, and it's not a one size fits all. So when you do the consultation with us, when you come to us, we will be able to guide you based on what you want. we start by first understanding what it is you're looking for. Also, how are your finances? What are your priorities when it comes to career, so that we can be able to advise you what pathway suits you best. And another good thing that is viable is that you can start with the Germany pathway, because it's a shorter pathway. If you're looking for a shorter pathway, the Germany pathway is a shorter pathway, but you have to be willing to start with learning the language. So the Germany pathway is a shorter pathway. So you can start with Germany because there is no waiting for the visa queue. So you can start with Germany, and then now when you're in Germany, you start now processing for the US. You start learning the NCLEX while you're there. You start the registration process when you're there. Then now we process you for the US. So that blending the pathways will also give you more experience. You'll have experience in a totally different setup, totally different healthcare system. So you gain more experience, and also you will have expanded your opportunities to work globally. Yeah. So as an African nurse, even in your interview, when you mention that you've worked in a country like Germany, and probably you're interviewing for US, you definitely know that that puts you at a much better position, because they see that you have exposure, and you have also experience, or you have been exposed to a different uh, kind of uh, environment, different clientele, so you stand a better chance. So if you like also to start your German journey, so we have an intake for the German language. If you're a beginner, we have an intake that is starting on 7th. Also, for those who have already started studying German, A1 and A2, you have finished, you are in A2, you want to go to B1, we also have a B1 intake that is starting. We have both online and physical classes for both. So you are in the right place. That is well taken care of. We also have an NCLEX class that is starting on 7th of September. If you'd like to start the NCLEX journey, please get in touch with us. We've shared the number in the chat box. And also, if you're here and you've already passed your NCLEX, or you know someone who has done NCLEX and they're struggling with getting a placement, just let them know that at Passcode we can help them with that. Yes, so you don't have to start getting worried or keep wondering how people are getting all these opportunities. The opportunities are there. You just need to position yourself um, well, have the right training, have the right preparation, have the right guidance when you're doing these processes. Because as well, we know that there are many people have come up saying that they're offering these opportunities, they're offering these services, and you find that there's also a lot of scamming in the online space. That's why we come in at Passcode, and we decide that we want to give information that is free of charge. So what you do with the information, now it's up to you. Yeah, so you have you have the chance to better your career, because now you have the right information. So thank you so much for staying in the webinar up to this point. I'm going to welcome any questions that you may have, or any comments, any remarks that you may have. You can raise up your hand if you'd like to share a remark or ask a question, and we are going to take it up.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. I think the audience that we are having today, they are quite smart and they have kind of understood and internalized everything. And it has been a very good presentation. So I think if you've done a very wonderful presentation, I think everything has been understood. That's why I don't see any. Everyone is drunk with knowledge at this point. That's why we can't even see any question in the chat box or either the hand that has been raised. So I think that also communicates a lot. And I think after this, the people who are ready to begin the process will just dive into it just right away. Yeah, that's my take on this. And if there is no any other presentation to be made, I think we can call it a night. Yeah, that's my take on this end. Unless you have any other thing to add, we'll be all ears.
Okay, thank you so much, Odor, for the feedback. I can see Damaris Sowe is also saying that the presentation was good. I want to believe that it has been insightful for most of us. So if you have any personal questions or questions that you are not able to present here, you can always reach out to us. The number, I'm going to share the number again. It's +254 791 126 717, and we are going to guide you. So we are also on social media. You can check and also learn more from our social media on the processes that we have and how we go about them. So we are on TikTok. If you follow us on TikTok, we have a page for Humphrey Konge, who is our programs director. Humphrey Konge, who is an USRN. If you search on TikTok, you'll find him. You can follow us. We also have a page for Passcode NCLEX, and we have another page for Passcode Global Consultants on TikTok. On Facebook as well, we are Passcode Global Consultants. And also, if you want to have more information on when we have upcoming webinars, such sessions, which we usually do often as well, and we do them for free. So you can join our WhatsApp groups. The links have also been shared. We have a group for USRN. For those who are interested in German, they can also join the German group. And I believe we are going to assist each other and hold each other's hand as we help you explore the international career opportunities that are available. So thank you so much for your time. Time is very precious, and to see that all of you have stayed up until this point, it means you're very intentional. And I also wish you the very best in your internship, and also even in the job market as you try to navigate how to go about the job market and to settle also for a career. I wish you the very best. So thank you so much, Odwar, as well, for organizing this. Thank you so much. This would have not been possible were it not for you. And also thank you for everyone. So I'll leave it at this point. If there's no any other question, then we can all leave at our own pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, allow me to thank every other person, the interns. They are always having a very busy schedule, but they have taken their time to attend. Yes, I'm much humbled. Thank you very much. And let us make it work. Thank you. So see you next when we have a different webinar.